Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It is Sunday Tie Talk with Jamal. It is May the 4th. No, May the 3rd. No, it's May the 4th because 7 days from now will be May the 11th. And then that Monday is my birthday. Hopefully everyone's having a blessed and wonderful Sunday. Everybody, let's go on and talk. President Trump scored a major victory with VOA. They said all them 1,000 employees that the district judge said that the Trump administration had to bring back. Judge said no. You stepping outside your privy. Now, people can say, well, this is why President Trump should wait and should not go on and ignore the judges. Just wait. But the Supreme Court is going to have to do more than just disagree with their ruling. See, if the Supreme Court and lower courts say, well, we disagree with your ruling on the president's power to fire these employees. No, it needs to be said, we disagree with your ruling because you overstepped your boundaries. And truth be told, you have to sit here and give a strong rebuke like that. I don't mind, that's too thin. Let me see the Windsor. It's too thin. It looks too thin to me. Yeah, it looks too thin. That looks too thin. Does it look thick enough? Should I do a Victorian? But yeah, that's the thing. You need a court not to say we rule against you. You don't need that. No, you don't need a court to say we rule against you. No, you don't need that. You need a court that says, you know what? You guys stepped out of bounds. You stepped outside your duties as the judge. That is not your call. That is not your call. That is the call of the presidency. You violated the presidential power. That's how you rebuke those judges. Oh, Victorian. There we go. Let's call it Victorian. I still can do it. Looks a little bit better, don't it? But that's what you need. You need a judge and a court to not just say we rule against you, but we rebuke you. That's what you need. We need a court that says you was wrong. You're getting rebuked. You stepped outside your authority as a district court. And it ends now. All nationwide injunctions are illegal for district courts. Nationwide injunctions are only for the Supreme Court. Not even for appellate courts like that. Because you have an appellate court which rules 3-4 states or like 5-6 states in those areas. If that appellate court says, you know what, for my district, or excuse me, for my appellate area, then yeah, we find it unconstitutional or we find it constitutional. And that's how you do it. That do look good. I did a good job. That Victorian look good. This Victorian not look good. But that's what should happen. The courts have to rebuke them. Also, Republicans in Republican states are going to have to start standing up as well. Republicans in Republican states are going to have to say, you know what, this isn't right. And have to start suing in their districts where they know that the courts are more friendly to the Republican side. The only way to break it is for Republicans to cause a constitutional crisis that forces them to break it. That's how they ended segregation. When a court ruled that segregation was okay, then another court ruled segregation was wrong. That's how they broke it. They got it to the Supreme Court. That's how they did gay marriage. Remember, whenever a Supreme Court would say, whenever a district court would say gay marriage was wrong, the LGBTQIP people would run to another court and that would say it was right. It was constitutional. And that's how they broke it and got it. They forced the Supreme Court, and why Republican judges aren't doing it as well. Shoot, let Florida start flying some of them folk up out of here too. Let Texas start flying them out of there. You got to go to Texas, which a court rule. You do have to go to that district where it's at. We'll go to Texas and file in their federal court. You find out you're going to meet something bad. But as you see, for those who want to know, if you can't find a pen class, old top works. But as you can see, Israel, the Republican symbol, the Gadsden flag for Tea Party conservatives, and of course, Black Calvary. No, I have never forgotten. Isn't it funny? Since President Trump been in office, you don't hear nothing about Israel. Isn't it funny? Since President Trump has been in office, you don't hear nothing about Israel. You don't hear Israel going after the terrorists, finding more hostages that have been mutilated and murdered. You don't hear about that. I told you, Israel loved that President Trump was elected because now they can go fight and win the war, which they are doing. They're taking major grounds against the not Houthis. We're fighting Houthis and they're fighting Houthis too. Hamas. You don't even hardly remember that? Hamas. They whooping Hamas hindboard. This is what Benjamin Netanyahu needed. The American press and everybody to stop. That's why those liberals going to AOC's press conference or town hall. Yeah, she looks stupid because now all their focus is on Donald Trump and, when he did that Pope picture, drove folk crazy. Look at that. President Trump even helping make Israel great again, too. He make America great again. He made Israel great again, running against the terrorists. He helped El Salvador being great. I swear that man make everything great again. Talk to you later.